Hi there, and welcome to Leadership Excellence. Leadership excellence begins with empowerment. If leadership excellence were a house, empowerment is the foundation. It's the base upon which we add everything else. And yet it's the most overlooked part of leadership. I mean, think about it. How can you empower others if you don't know the mechanics or the principles or the laws of empowerment yourself? To empower others, you must first understand empowerment yourself. And then some people might say, yeah, I know the theory of empowerment. I've read a book or watched a video, but do you live what you know? Do you actually live by these principles? Are they a part of you? Have you embodied them? And the easiest way to answer that question is if you reflect on your past week. Think about the thoughts that you've had. Think about how you've generally felt the last week. Think about how you've spoken to others, the thoughts you had when others challenged you, and then how did you respond? Do you naturally behave and respond from a place of empowerment? Is that automatic for you? What do I mean? I mean, do you operate with a strong sense of control? Do you take responsibility for your outcomes and leverage that responsibility to improve the outcomes? Depending on your answer to that, you'll probably be interested to know that there is a model for empowerment and it can be taught. In fact, there are many other models for leadership excellence. Empowerment, as we said, is just the foundation. And when you put these models on yourself, it means you gain greater self-awareness so that you can lead and coach others, ultimately to become better versions of themselves. And to do this easily and effortlessly, you want to be embodying these leadership excellence principles now. My name is Peter, and I'm the founder of Hanna Consulting, and I'm the principal executive coach here. At Hanna Consulting, our coaches and trainers are specialists in the real drivers that exist within human communication and behavior, and the ways in which we can leverage this knowledge and experience to create change, to assist ourselves and others to become better. The way that we do this is through comprehensive one-on-one coaching, highly effective team coaching, and experience-based training events. The funny thing I want to share with you is, when we're approached by clients, one of the first things they often say is that they feel they're lacking something and they want more of it. And we've made this discovery time and time again that that concept is a myth. It's just a myth. When we're challenged, when we have a problem, it's because something is in the way. And for that time that we have that problem and that we identify with it, it simply means we've expended the resources that we have within our awareness. So when you have a problem, you've used the resources in your awareness. For example, resources like your perspective of the situation. This is your perspective over here. Meanwhile, you're unaware of the perspective over there. Having that perspective over there might very well be the solution to your problem, or at least the first step to getting closer to a solution. But if that's what you're aware of over here, and you've expended that, and that hasn't provided the solution, the problem remains. So it's a self-awareness issue. Again, same thing, another resource, what you believe you're capable of. As another simple example, if I'm focused on what I'm capable of over here, and I'm not thinking about what I'm capable of over there, maybe in a different context of my life, then that's out of awareness. So it goes back to that definition. When you have a problem, it's because for that time that you have the problem, you've expended all the resources in your awareness over here, and that's why you have the problem. It doesn't mean you need more. It just means you need to increase your self-awareness. And so we have a saying, everything you need is everything you have, right? Everything you need is everything you have. So it's all there. We've just got to access that. And, let's face it, for you to want to be a better leader and to work towards being a better leader, self-awareness is critical. Emotional intelligence is critical. Helping you get obstacles out of the way, using those two skills of emotional intelligence and self-awareness is critical. Because let's face it, you are constantly expanding. You are constantly evolving. We just have to get things out of the way. You will naturally continue to grow. Think about 10 or 5 or whatever years ago. You were a different you to today. The people you were with, the way you spoke, maybe the way you dressed even, compared to who you are today. And guess what? The you in the next 5 to 10 years is going to be different again. So what resources do you want to begin to pay attention to and equip yourself with in the now for that you in the next 5 to 10 years? We help you accelerate that process. We help you gain those resources. How? It begins with this program, and it begins with the model of empowerment. And when we go through that in the program, we teach, or answer rather, a very key question. What's the difference between those who get results and those who don't? What's the difference? We then explore what we believe are the core models to being a highly effective communicator. Here the question is, we all communicate in different ways. How do you identify or classify the way that somebody else communicates so that you can do the same and then create a stronger connection, bypassing resistance and creating trust and rapport and making sure your message is seen and heard? Then we layer onto that a simple framework, a very simple framework, a framework that answers the question of, if somebody's at A, how do I get them to B? How do I create momentum? We call this the momentum model, and the key question we answer here is, okay, where do leaders often miss the mark? Where do they fail to support positive change? What can they do to help somebody create momentum in their personal and professional life? Within that framework, there's so many other things that we go through. We talk about the fact that, good questions get good answers. So how do you ask good questions? We talk about all problems being mind problems. So how do you find the structure of a problem in somebody else's mind? And then how do you challenge your ideas and their ideas to see beyond the problem, to become aware of all the other resources that would be helpful in solving the problem? We talk about how to structure content or a message, either in a one-on-one scenario, written or verbal, or in a group scenario or one-to-many scenario, and that could be public speaking, that could be a meeting, a team meeting of some sort, it could be anything. How do you structure content that you want to deliver as a message in a way that makes it easy for others to learn? That is a highly effective communication skill. We then answer other things like, what is influence actually about? What is it? It's really misunderstood. How do you quickly establish influence in a conversation with 3 simple conversational milestones? And then the one that everybody wants to know about and is often asked about is motivation. What is the source of human motivation? How can we identify what it is and work with it and look at it and say, okay, if this is the source of somebody's motivation, we can see how they can perceive or create a problem in their life. What do we need to change? Really, really important segment around motivation. How do I identify the types of motivation in someone? And then using language, how do I help somebody be motivated in a healthy way to get what they want? We then talk about targets and outcomes and what we want to materialize. What results do we want? Essentially, we're talking about goals here. What is the leadership excellence model for achieving goals easily? And to set goals that actually work, we'll be exploring some specific questions. For example, why aren't you achieving your goals today? What's in the way? What is the criteria for successful goal setting? How do you make goals easy to achieve once you've set them? These are all steps of the process. And in this session, you'll have the opportunity to set a well-formed goal or outcome and to put it into motion. And we'll take you through that. That's a really fun module. Now, it may or may not be obvious by now. I have said it a few times. This program focuses on self-awareness, effective communication, and conscious behavior. And the Leadership Excellence Program gives you the opportunity to learn, to do, and to become an excellent leader. And the way that we do that is you learn new skills, you have the opportunity to practice those skills and get feedback. And in doing so, you'll experience shifts in what you thought you were capable of. So as you move forward into the future, you are now moving forward with new concepts. To get started right away, we'd love you to be there. Please follow the instructions on this page or the instructions sent via email or the form that you need to fill on this page. Not sure where this video will end up, and I will see you soon. Be well, and I hope you can join us.